Imu's new transformation is here. Stronger than his last as he proceeds to eliminate everyone else with Luffy, Hadruden, and Loki coming in a 3v1 with Conqueror's Haki to try and take down Imu. This is an absolutely insane chapter with some crazy lore reveals. Let us get right into it. Of course, we have a cover page right here. It's very nice. It's a double spread, so it's cool. You can see it right here. Everyone's got their afros. Then, we have the first page. So, Luffy is saying, how am I still alive? If I endure this Gear 5, it's going to be really bad, as he pants and pants. And Gaban actually tells Luffy to just escape with his life. He says, if you stay here, you are going to die. He also says to Luffy that whatever this new form of Imu is, he says, it's going to be bad. It's very interesting, but Gaban is somehow predicting the future. He says, when he unleashes this form, it's going to be bad. Like that almost makes me believe he's seeing the future. I mean, he has to be seeing either the future or just is aware of this form. We know it's his first time being Imu, so it can't be that he's aware of it. But like, could he possibly be seeing like 1 minute into the future? Even we haven't seen Katakuri do that. I'm not sure if it's a crazy observation Haki feed, or if it's just he's at least aware of Imu's transformation, even if he's never met him. It might be that as well, because maybe Shanks has told him like this guy has multiple forms. Gaban patches his arm up and Luffy, he says he's not leaving. Gaban says he never expected it to turn out like this, and that he's even from the Pirate King's crew and he's thinking like that. And then of course, we see Haki emanating from Imu as all the animals, like you can see the same animals that Luffy beat up and that Shamrock beat up. They're there and they just get knocked out. Every living thing in the vicinity is getting knocked out as Imu is laying there. And he's actually taken quite a lot of damage. Like if you look at Imu, the Haki coming off of him, like he's bleeding bad. Like you can see on his chest, you can see on his face. Like the fact that all of this is from an Imu that actually apparently dodged the attack, because Imu tells Gaban sorry. Well, Gaban tells Imu like you dodged it, and the fact that he still took that much damage speaks in and of itself as to how strong Gaban is. Then of course, we go into the next page, and what you're all waiting for. Imu's hand begins to grow massively. You can see the comparison on the right on the left, and it begins to get these sharp nails, and you're not crazy, because his hands aren't actually silhouetted. Like this isn't a silhouette. They actually become black. And then we can see Imu, well, proceeds to be silhouetted in the next page coincidentally, and Omen flames are coming off of him, and he just looks jacked up as if he was on like 10 steroids. I don't know what unit of measures they use for those, but he's like jacked as hell, and he just looks like handsome Squidward as his horns have grown out. He's got a goatee, and of course now we can see his forehead. So, you know, there were theories of maybe there's like a third eye under his thought of cuz we never got to see his forehead. I never believed them, but turns out I wasn't true. Not a bad theory to be fair. But yeah, nothing there. Then of course, we go into the next page with Biblo talking to Chopper, and apparently they're just thanking Biblo for everything he did. But Biblo says something that we can't understand. Only Chopper understands it, but it's apparently very important. It's definitely going to be lore-related reasons, because Biblo has been there for such a long time. But whatever he says like kind of stuns Chopper, and unfortunately, we don't have the answer to that yet. But again, I'm really imagining some Void Century, or even potentially Imu-related lore considering the fact that like this is so important that we're cutting to this while we're getting Imu versus Gaban and Luffy. Now, one thing I want to say before I continue because my god, Imu is going to go on a rampage soon. There are pages, at least one page of Zoro versus Sanji that isn't here yet. For some reason, the leakers just haven't included it. They're saying, you know, we just can't get this page. I don't even know what that means because they have access to all of it, but that's just a lie. But yes, for some reason they are not. It's been like an hour and a half since all of the pages have come out. They're just not sharing this page. Don't know why, but yeah, like when the actual review comes out tomorrow, be on the lookout. I'll show of course the whole thing in HD. So of course, subscribe so you don't miss out on the review tomorrow. But it's just strange they're leaving that out. I really don't get why the leakers are doing that. Anyway, to continue, Luffy says he will never do something like that, you know, running away. And Gaban tells him that he is useless and is good as dead anyway. Like not a lot of faith from Gaban. And Luffy is still really hurt. You can even see like on the page Luffy is really injured. And of course, as we saw in the previous page like Gaban is kind of getting up from it all. And this is the craziest part of all of it, is that Imu proceeds to do an attack on Gaban and Luffy, which they barely dodge. And of course, we see Imu's new transformation as well. Like he just looks purely demonic. I'm surprised people have already covered this somehow, like colored it all. But yes, like he's got the rings not just around his head as it was before. Now this center ring is around his stomach, and he has 2 separate rings on his arm. He's still got the bone cutter sword. And honestly, it looks like Gear 4 Bounce Man. That's a comparison I've seen a lot of people make. And I'm seeing a lot of people say, you know, Imu has all these transformations. So we have the blob form, we have the regular form, and of course we have this like roided out form. This isn't even his final form, you know, kind of sound like Frisia right now. We know he has another form as he used a full, almost lizard, or something like transformation when he was fighting Sabo. Like that looks entirely different than this one. Funny enough, people are making comparison on the mural where this kind of looks like one of the transformations Imu used on the left side. I don't think it does, to be honest, but I could see why people are saying that cause he's got extra horns now. He's got 4 horns. He really looks more demonic, almost like he's a devil from Black Clover. But yeah, like this isn't his final transformation. He's still got another one. Some people are trying to say this is like a hybrid of his final form and his base form, which can't make too much sense since his base form was a devil fruit transformation, because we know that because it's different from his regular form that he's always in when he is silhouetted in Mary's chair. But yeah, like Haki is radiating off of him and Gabwan gets up as Luffy's still down and he's like, yo, I'll just hold him off, man. Like you get out of here. And then Luffy, he can see in the next page he's not having it. He's kind of like shouting and he can't get up while all of this is happening. Gabwan with one hand is going to try attack Imu as he charges Haki, with Imu himself charging the bone cutter. Luffy shouts, and in the last minute from the side we see Hadrudin comes in hitting Imu with such force. Like it's actually kind of crazy how hard he's hitting him. Everyone's stunned by this, and of course we know Imu he's strong. It's not like this is going to hurt him or anything, but it's mainly the fact that of what Hadrudin is about to do. I want to remind you he shot away Mach Vice, who's 10,000 tons. Not just like threw him away. He knocked him so far up into the island, he hit the damn bird cage. That's how hard he hit it. Like Hadrudin's raw force of punching power is insane. He may not have hydro ability. He may not have like high speed or anything like that, but the one thing this guy has always had is insanely strong attack potency. Like he's always had that. I mean, hey, Gear 2 Luffy could just one-shot him, so his defense is a bleep. He's clearly not even as fast as Gear 2 Luffy, but his strength has been nothing but like phenomenal even since Dressrosa. Like this isn't a retcon or anything. So I'm surprised why people are upset about this or saying like how is Hadrudin doing this? Like did you guys not read Dressrosa? Like did people forget the insane strength feat he has? Emu's basically getting punched by like the equivalent of 10,000 tons, and even at that enough to send 10,000 tons skyrocket him across an island. Like it's really not shocking why that sends him away. Not that it should damage him. I'm not saying it really cause we'll see the results of it doesn't really do much, but like that should knock him away. Like remember Tien Shinhan and Cell? Kind of like that. But anyway, Hadrudin screaming as Emu's getting punched, and Emu activates an omen ball with Hadrudin tensing his muscles, and then we see he manages to send him flying away as Emu sends 3 omen balls and Hadrudin stunned. And at the same time we see a clash where Emu sent packing into the atom tree, and it's got a crack on it. Like this is an insane feat when you consider this is Elbaf, like how big world this is. And of course there's explosions on Hadrudin's side. Emu's in the crater. We don't really see clearly if he's bleeding or anything because it's just shaded out. It doesn't seem like there's any blood. Doesn't even seem like he's damaged, to be honest. But again, I think when we get the HD versions we'll really see. And of course Hadrudin's shield breaks with that force from the impact. And he says, well, I've seen your attack before. Like I know how to dodge. I know how to block it. Says something along those lines. Kind of crazy because he actually blocked Emu's 3 omen balls with his little shield. Given it breaks, still a crazy feat. Gabon tells Hadrudin like, dude, you need to get out of here. Our opponent is immortal. And then we go into the next page where Hadrudin says, I will never submit even if my life is to be taken. He's like, I'll never back down. That, by the way, is absolutely insane. Conqueror's Haki foreshadowing. We already know Hadrudin has the blood for it cause he is the son of King Harold, one of the strongest Conqueror's Haki users in the world. His own brother has it. He has the blood for it. That's not without doubt. Does he have the mindset for it? Yes. His dream is to be king of the giants. Shout out Cudex as well following all of this. But yeah, like he literally wants to be the king of the giants like so badly. He's not letting anyone deter his dream. And even now, like in the face of literally Emu death, he's like, I'll never submit. Ever. This is like Kid and Luffy when they were fighting Kaido, right? So he's got the blood of a Conqueror's Haki user. I really think he's going to unlock it. Like not only does he check every box, but he checks it on like absolute steroids. Bloodlust checked. His dream is even better than any other person's dream. Like, some people is kind of vague and like, I want to be the best big brother. I want to be like the strongest swordsman. No, dude. This guy wants to straight up be a king. Like, that's Conqueror's potential. And I think given what we see at the end of the chapter, I do think he's going to get it this arc. Which again, I don't know why people are upset. He should have it. He is a member of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet who are set to do something that's crazy. I can't imagine all the Grand Fleet members, all 8 of them being super weak by the time the final saga comes round, when they're supposed to be the 8 that apparently change all of history. You know what I mean? So, especially during Elbaf, his own arc, I would hope Hadrudin gets strong. Like, no one should be upset about this cause this is something that makes sense in terms of writing, and it's something that needs to happen because the Grand Fleet are too weak right now. Well, anyway, we see Luffy still injured and Luffy actually takes some food secretly as Omen is coming from his pocket. I guess that's some Toon Force in action. And he quickly eats it fast cause it's strange. Like, as the Omen is coming, he's already begun to eat and finished eating. It's like time almost froze as he ate. We saw him do this like when he actually painted his bear baseball bat during Egghead Island. It seems like his Toon Force can actually affect time itself if he really wills it. So he probably just quickly ate within stop time or something. But Hadrudin actually protects Gayball and Luffy, and he takes the back shots like right there. Like, he shouts in pain as it just penetrates him very hard. Like, it seems like it was very painful for him as they just slam into his BAC. Back, right? And Imu is just looking down. Again, he didn't get hurt from any of this. Surprisingly, he got healed from Gayball's own attack, and that kind of goes into what Gayball was saying before where this guy is immortal. So, it seems like, yes, it was kind of obvious. Although, I guess I was kind of doubting it. I thought maybe like it's limited. He can't do it in his true form. But he has immortality in his own form because he's fully healed up and Gayball kind of confirmed it. I mean, if not outright. He just said, yeah, our opponent is immortal. He wouldn't be saying this about Imu, you know, if he wasn't currently immortal in his own form. Hadrudin says, you know, it's okay. If anything happens, worst case worse, we still have Loki, which is kind of crazy to say with Luffy right there. And it's really cool because then in the next page, as he finishes off saying like we still have Loki, Loki actually comes running in as he says that. And then Luffy gets ready like he's kind of eaten up. And all three of them begin to charge up and attack. And Gayball is shouting something. Don't have the translation of what he shouts, unfortunately. But Loki and Hadrudin do a brother Goku sovereignty charge up with Luffy, also charging up with them as he gets ready for a big fist attack. And Imu begins to block it as he can tell what's coming with his Omen, or it's almost looking like what the Admiral is using Marineford, like a hockey block, right? And all three of them do a Goku Go Sovereign on Imu. And you can actually see hockey streaks coming from Luffy and Loki, but none are coming from Hadrudin. I really think this is foreshadowing that Hadrudin will be getting it. I just think he needs to. And of course, you can see on the bottom of the page we have a break week. Once again, it's a shame. It sucks, but you know, let Oda get his rest. The man's been doing this for like over 20 years. How many years? Like 25 years? I'm 25 years old, man. He's been doing this since I was born. Let him have his rest. It is what it is, man. Although again, as a fan, it does suck to hear that we have a break because, man, these chapters have been so crazy lately. And I really want to say like it's cool to see Hadrudin actually do some damage. I'm seeing some memes about it as you can see on the screen, some Meowk memes. And also, Imu's transformations as well. I mean, you're probably seeing on screen once again. There's like comparisons with Frisia's transformations, just the fact he can transform a lot. So, he has his regular form, his hybrid blob form which he uses with people he's possessed. He's got his devil transformation. He's got his buffed up devil transformation. And as far as we know, he has his lizard-like transformation. I'm saying lizard-like because that's what it looks like. We don't actually know what it looks like, but they used it against Sabo. And for all we know, he's got more. Like we don't actually know how many more he's got. So, I'm kind of curious to see it just how deep Imu'S bag goes. Like he's got 20 King's weapons, I guess 19, right? He's got all of these transformations up his sleeve. His devil fruit is basically he can just do anything he wants. He's kind of really, really strong. But you know, like I get the final villain should be. But it's just like we're seeing deeper and deeper into Imu'S bag without him even really trying, and it's like we probably haven't seen a lot of things. And all of this is while he's nerfed. God knows what he could probably do on the Holy Land, right? So, when people are saying like, oh, is this the final villain when Imu'S busted through? Yeah, it is, man. The guy just ate Hydrangea's punch like it was nothing. And I wonder what the difference is between this form and his previous form, because Gaban is just outright saying it's stronger. But why? Like is it a strength thing, a devil fruit thing? It might even be both, but maybe even his defense is high. It seems very powerful to me. That's all for me. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It does help out if you leave a like, especially if you watch to the start. Thank you. And of course, subscribe for a ton of consistent and quality One Piece content like this. If you love anything related to One Piece manga like hints, spoilers, rules, reviews, anything at all, you're going to love this channel. I mean, you watched this far, you're going to love every video I put out. This is the One Piece channel for you. Believe me on that. But that's all for me, everybody. Have a wonderful day, guys, and take care.